Hey, good afternoon. Good afternoon. We're going to wait for people or three. Let me text the Wentus and say, please share. You got the best share game in town. We got a viewer. Hello, a viewer. How you doing today? We got three viewer, a viewer. Hey, folks. Damn, you guys jumping on today. Sorry for keeping you. It is my fault. I got into a fight with a lobster. It damn near won. It almost pinched my arm off. I tell you what, every time someone's phone goes off, every time. Damn.
My bad.
No,
I'm sorry.
yours had the slowdown. That
I
was
know, I don't know
nice.
what mine was chopped and screwed.
Oh, hey guys. Everything coming through good for me? It's the title for you, Ashley. Just remember, you need a ride tonight. I'm available. But so I guess we're just gonna jump right into it. We got 19. I am not as picky as Wentus. Hey, Faye. Wentus likes to start at 100. I am not as picky. So first and foremost, we got a few shout outs here. Number one, some friends of mine gave me a Halloween trunk or treat down at the Diplomat Professional Plaza. Run on through. I'm going to have my truck there. I'm going to be passing out kazoos, being the most annoying vehicle there because I'm giving the kids giving the kids something to annoy the parents with, as well as some candy. You know, we don't have enough going on in our neighborhoods. We don't have enough going on in our community. And one thing I've seen around here is a disturbing lack of trick-or-treaters, unless it's down in the 8th Ward.
Hold on. Did you say trick-or-treaters?
Trick or treat.
I gotta watch you with triggers.
That's the funny thing. So come on down, hit that up. That is next Sunday. It's being sponsored by, well, the lighting's bad, I'm blind. But I'll go ahead and scan this little thing and put it up on my page a little bit later. Next up, we got to give a shout out to AK Cole. Man gave us some wonderful free publicity on his YouTube with a very flattering picture of me looking like I was about to sneeze with the rifle. So, but you know what? It generated a lot of content. It generated a lot of discussion, which was the point of the entire endeavor, right? So shout out to Mr. Cole. We got to give a shout out to Mr. Art Woodson, who has been standing there beside me this entire time. There has been a lot going on. And a shout out to Mr. Callip. He's been standing there with Art and Melissa, because Melissa's been going to bat for me left and right. And he corrected a lot of people. He's like, damn, my leg is white.
I said, I'm just ashy. You can see mine too.
Give me a second to adjust that, ladies and gentlemen. Whew.
I got the nerve to roll my pants up though.
Give me a sec. This is getting in the way.
I just got mine sitting right here. Like, it was gunned out today.
Oh, well,
What's up, Kermit?
Anyway, there was a lot of stuff going on, and Chris decided to correct a lot of people about what this means. So we're going to address that real quick. This right here, folks, is the division emblem for the 4th Infantry Division, U.S. Army. Yeah. I served with the 4th Infantry Division from 2008 to 2014 when I got off of active duty. It's also on my hat. And the emblem above it is the Combat Infantry Badge, the award that I am most kind of proud of. It just basically means someone shot at you, you didn't die, and you shot back. So I'm proud of not dying. So I wanted to get all that out of the way. And keep your eye out on Flint Beat, as Art said earlier today. They're coming up with a story about City Council. They've already reached out to me. We're going to be talking. I did an interview with ABC and Fox. I haven't seen nothing on that yet, so we'll see what's going on. So I guess we're going to jump into it. Hey, how you doing?
What's going on, man? Libby, you want to explain why I'm here? Want me to explain why?
I want you to explain why you're here.
Okay, so the reason why I'm here is to show Trevor some support. Okay, I stand with Trevor. Trevor's my friend. I agree with Trevor not on everything, but then again, we're friends. We're not, we're not supposed to.
Yeah, we're not clones.
When he doesn't agree with me, he lets me know, of course. And, you know, when I don't agree with him, I let him know.
Mhm.
But the thing is, I decided because I've heard that I heard that Trevor had faced a lot of immature scrutiny about him being there with a gun. So I brought my gun. So I decided to see if somebody was going to say the same things about me that they said about Trevor.
I mean, I don't know. Some of these anonymous cowards may, but they're gonna hide behind anonymous.
And if they don't have the balls to put their name on the face on it, then I don't respect it anyway.
I mean, that's exactly how I felt. Like some people are gonna talk like they want to attack me or X, Y, and Z. Number one, I'm a peaceful man. I don't want no violence in my life. I've had enough of that earlier, you know. But number two, if someone's too chicken shit to put your name on what you say on the internet, you're not going to take no risk in real life. I'm sorry. I mean, what am I supposed to say? Oh, I'm going to watch out for someone who I don't know. Don't see. Fuck it. Something happens, it happens. I get my head beat in, I get my head beat in. I get my ass whooped, I get my ass whooped. Shit.
No, we're not doing that.
You can look at my nose and tell I've been on the receiving end of a few really nice punches.
Look at me.
I've taken my fair share of ass whoopings.
But no, in all honesty, I just I'm a licensed
Mm-hmm.
gun owner, and I do have a few hours of training with my rifle and with my pistol, but nothing like Trevor does. I wasn't in the military. I didn't have the extensive training. I'm just a licensed gun owner that's responsible, that is standing with my friend over here. That's all. Go ahead, Trevor.
Right. So I had to jot this down because there's so much going on over the past few days. I mean, there were some people saying I should have been shot.
No way.
Oh, I mean, after 45 minutes, there's only one cop there, guys. I was probably the best piece of security in that fucking building. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, oh, Darnell, are we talking about me being the interviewer or my co-host, Mr. Clack, being the interviewer?
I'm not being interviewed.
No, you ain't.
I'm just supporting. This is Trevor's show.
Me and Clack. I mean,
we do have a show.
Solutions.
We are on Wednesdays at what time? 12.
I think we do too. I don't know. We're bouncing around because your work schedule. It's on whenever you're.
It's 12.
Oh, it's 12.
Yeah.
It's 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we're bouncing around a little bit because he's got a new work schedule. He says 12. It's 12. Awesome. I mean, hell, this show used to be on 12, but then I got tired of either stepping on Art's toes or Art running a second late. So I said, I'll push it back an hour because Art's always got some good information to put out. Thank Renee. You. So that's a good point, and let me put that up. Like, actually, Mickey, will you go ahead and put them up just a second? Yes, please. All right. So everyone, Renee thought I was going to bring this, which I did. It was on me. It was actually the only thing loaded on me. Kind of. But that doesn't get the point across as much, right? If you walk into that place with a concealed weapon, no one knows because the cops aren't saying anything, ain't doing nothing. All you do is you walk through me. They don't ask you to search your pockets. They don't ask to wander you down. They don't touch you. There's just some lights, right? So that would have done nothing. That wouldn't have gotten my point across. So I walked through with this. This is a VHS2 developed in Croatia, imported by Springfield Armory, and is marketed under the name Hellion. It is a 5.56 semi-automatic rifle that's fed from a magazine, the same Stinag magazine that the beautiful AR-15 sitting next to it uses. And it makes an impact.
Very effective. Surgical.
But there were a few reasons why I chose this rifle instead of anything else in my safe. And, let's just go through that. Anyone who's played Call of Duty knows how to charge an AR. Anyone who's played Call of Duty knows how to charge a AK. Anyone who looks at something with that protruding piece out the side knows, okay, I pull this back, it puts bullet in chamber, then go pew. If you look at the VHS, I'm going to have to hold it up a bit like this. There is no protruding piece out the side. So if someone decided to get froggy, and mind you, I'm not planning on fighting back. There's cops in there. There's plenty of people in there, and I don't want to look like a bad guy. They wouldn't know how to charge it because I did not keep anything in the chamber. The mag, yes, has rounds in it, but there's nothing in the chamber. That was just an extra safety precaution. I wanted to make sure that everything was as safe as possible. I knew that one or two people may be afraid, and there was one young lady on AK Cole's page who said that she was afraid. And I'm just going to say this now, guys. I'm not sorry for what I did. I'm not. I am sorry if you felt some way about it. If you felt scared, if you felt anxious, I'm sorry, but I felt it had to be done. And biggest thing is, it was started as an attack on our Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. But the second I called Auntie Judy, the second I called Councilwoman Tanya Burns, and the second I reached out to a few other folks and said, if something happens to me, if I get arrested walking into that building, there's going to be a fucking lawsuit. That got changed real quick. Attorney Kim reached out to Flint Beat and I believe M Live and clarified that citizens will not be barred from entry for carrying a firearm on them. Well, then what's the point of the metal detector? Because they build it as something that's going to stop firearms from going in there to make everyone safe. Well, it went off when I went through, but it still came in. I don't think it worked. So it was more of an attack on our First Amendment because people in this city rightfully do not feel safe. As Tanya Burns put out, there were 140 murders so far this year. 140. You don't feel safe. That's why I carry. I believe that's why Mr. Clack carries, right?
Of course.
We don't feel safe. So now, before any of this happened, you felt like you couldn't carry in there, or many people did. And I've seen some comments out there, and if you're one of these people, I want you to go find someone smarter than you. It's not very hard looking at some of these comments. If you're one of the folks that said, leave your gun in your car, find someone smarter than you and have them slap some sense into you. It may take 2 or 3 times, but I swear it's going to make life easier in the long run for you. Okay. Most firearms used in crimes are not obtained legally. You don't go to a gun store and get a gun that you're going to commit a crime with. No, you steal that motherfucker. Where is the most vulnerable place for a gun to get stolen? In your car. So telling people to stash your gun in your car before you go into city council or leave it at home. Wait, leave it at home. I'm vulnerable. Oh, stash it in my car. It gets stolen. As a responsible gun owner, as someone who has went out and purchased this, no matter what happens with either of these two here, no matter what happens, whether it's in my possession or not, if someone steals it from me or not, and if they stole it from me, I was being negligent, it is on me. If someone gets robbed, if someone gets killed, if X, Y, and Z, that is on me. So it's not being stashed in my truck. It's on me. You're going to have to get through me to get this gun. The only time I disarm is when I'm going into actual places where I'm not allowed to carry. A bank, a school. Hell yeah, a school. A casino, a federal building, a bar, a sports arena that can hold more than 2,500 people, and the main purpose is entertainment. Those I disarm. And if I'm going into a bank for a quick run, real quick, withdraw some cash, deposit some cash, do whatever, and I have to disarm, there's someone in my truck. I leave my gun with them, and they have strict instructions. You only use this damn thing if someone tries to get it, if someone tries to take the truck, because in today's society, a vehicle is necessary. I mean, try walking to Walmart and back, especially from 5 or 6 miles away with the groceries you need for a week, or if they're trying to harm you. Other than that, they want to take the tools out the back. You know what? I can fucking replace them. No problem.
Let me just say this real quick. Like, and I'm just gonna say, be for real. Like, What if that were me in City Hall with a gun? Trevor's a white dude with army tags. I mean, he's got army badges all over his body. Like, why would what? Like, if that was me standing there with a rifle with no training, I couldn't. Well, I can't take it apart now, but like people would like that would be more. I don't know, intimidating. I would think that like you got your army hat on with your
Mhm.
like
And it's well known in the community I'm a vet. There was some confusion that I was only in the National Guard. No, I was active.
yeah.
I had to slap down, I'm going to say his name, Alan Griggs, a fucking draftee. All right, guys, let me hit you with this. This man is so proud of his service, but he didn't fucking volunteer. This man wants to talk shit about National Guardsmen. I did a little bit of time in the Guard, but everyone has their purpose and their mission. But this man couldn't even volunteer. National Guardsmen aren't just here as a safety catch-all for if something happens in our country, an invasion or civil unrest, civil action. No, if your city's on fire, if there's a forest fire, guess who they're calling? The Guard. The Guard are fucking jack of all trades, multi-tool. Talking shit about them ain't gonna fly around me. I can talk shit about them because they're my little brothers. Just like the Air Force. Just like the Navy. I mean, they're my estranged cousins. Just like the Marines. They're my dumb cousins. But if you're just some draftee who couldn't be bothered to volunteer, shut the hell up, sit the hell down, be happy that you at least got to do something with your life, all right? Shit.
Am I too old to volunteer?
No.
Word?
Yeah.
All right.
You can go in the Guard or...
It'd be all hands on deck if shit get out of hand. So that means they come get you at 60.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm on the permanently disabled retired list. You know what that means? Jack shit if they need bodies.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
They're going to throw, even with my broken ass back, they're going to throw a rucksack on me. Or best case scenario, they're just going to have me train new privates. Tony, you were on fire. I got to say that he was standing up and he was saying, man, Trevor brought backup for his balls. But
Hey, man, look, hold on, Trevor.
Yes, sir.
I'm not saying shit else to you, man. I gave you my phone number. I'm not doing this with you. So unless you want to talk about some real, don't get on Facebook and want to talk about. I'm not doing that with you, man. No, we're not doing this. Go ahead.
All right. But he said Trevor brought some backup for his balls. Believe it or not, guys, I'm not the one with the biggest balls in that room that night. I may have drawn the most attention to myself, but I got to give a shout out to Melissa's son. Right. So there was this guy wearing a white hoodie with a Star of David on it. He threw a packet. First thing I thought was, oh shit. If he starts walking faster, I'm going to assume that's a bomb. Okay, he didn't. And then Melissa, being helpful, says, hey, sir, you dropped something. And he gets in her face and fucking screams at her. And he balls up his fist. Melissa's son, 14 years old, stands up, balls himself up and says, you're not going to talk to my mom like that. You're not going to hit her. This 14-year-old kid, skinnier than me, yelling at this man, standing up for his mom. That's some fucking balls. I want everyone to take a minute and appreciate that young man.
You did what he's supposed to do.
Hell yeah. Because you know what? So many kids around these days, they wouldn't do shit for their mama. He's standing there doing what he's supposed to do. Love your mama, respect your mama, protect your mama. Hell yes. I didn't enjoy that situation happened, but knowing that that kid's got the right mindset to defend his family, fuck yes. Being raised right on point. I couldn't step in because me walking aggressively anywhere toward anyone that day probably would have been a little more stressful than it need be.
Hey, can you answer this question?
I can.
Did we plan that?
No.
Because I kept hearing that at 18, we did it for views, it was a stunt. Like, I think the people who did that said that was doing it for likes and views.
So here's how this all happened from start to finish. Months ago, I saw where this was going, where they're constantly talking about safety, safety, safety. Yet nothing was actually happening in these meetings except for Liddell assaulting Maze with her rear end. I mean, she did a whole wham right into his chair. That was all that has happened, but they're talking about safety. So I called Judy. I'm like, the second that they try doing something, I'm walking in there with the rifle. She's like, what? I'm like, just for demonstration purposes, of course. She goes, oh, that's your right. So I started looking up information. I was set and ready. I knew my rights. And then I was watching the Maurice Davis show. Shout out to the king. Love Mr. Davis. Love his wife too. She is a sweetheart. Anyway, Winters pops up and says, hey, they're putting a metal detector in to screen people for guns going into city council. I'm like, oh, I got the information. And I say it right there. I'm walking in there with a gun. That night, maybe 2 minutes after Winters posted it, Winters goes, please don't take the gun that you had in Afghanistan. I go, okay. This one wasn't used in Afghanistan. So I followed that. I followed it. Right? That's where all this came from. And then Wednesday, I did my little PSA to announce my lawful intention. Why? Because if something had happened, I wanted people to know my intention. I also called Judy. I also called Tanya and let them know what my intention was, which was protest, civil disobedience. I wanted optics, and I kind of wanted to make Neely a fool. And I can't say one thing I was accused of over these past few days is absolutely true. I am an arrogant ass. I knew the law was behind me, and I knew that this was a triple win situation for me. I walk in there, I make my point, that's a win. I walk in there, I get arrested, that's a double win. One, the citizens of Flint know what's really going on. We're being silenced. And if I'm arrested, lawsuit. Or the third option, which was the least likely, but it was still on the table. Cop freaks out and kills me.
Oh, no.
In my mind, yeah, that fucking sucks. But people of Flint know cops are jumpy with them trigger fingers. Don't go with the gun.
But with all the stuff that happens here in Flint, how many officer involved shootings do we actually really have?
I don't know. The last one I heard of was, I think it was a BLM event.
Oh yeah, on Juneteenth at that parade. That was the state police. Wasn't that a state trooper? That was a Flinty. Yeah, no, but that girl, like, she was. What was she doing? She had a gun in the car. Let me just not, because I don't remember.
Yeah,
I remember. Yeah, but I remember.
I know the cop broke down and started crying in the street.
Right there on the scene.
But anyway, so if I had been shot, then the folks know City of Flint cops are jumpy with the trigger finger. Don't go. So that's a win. And then my wife and my brother can sue the city and they're taken care of for life. In my mind, that's still a win. Yeah, that is the worst win, but it's a win. I'm not about to fucking worry about it. Hell, I'm dead. What do I care? Right? So yes, I was an arrogant sumbitch. I still am an arrogant sumbitch, especially when I know I'm right. So you can have that point. I did hear a few other questions out there. Actually, let's get back to why I took it in. So we already established that this wasn't really an attack on the Second Amendment. Bill Kim made sure to walk that back to cover the city's ass. But it was an intimidation tactic. Most of us carry. We do. We're afraid. So we don't want to go in there maybe armed and get in trouble. No, I did it to take the hit to show they won't do nothing. Go in there armed if you are legally allowed. Let me hit that again. Legally allowed. Okay? Don't brandish, don't show. And what I was doing wasn't brandishing. We'll cover that in a minute. This was an attack on your First Amendment to keep you from speaking out against the city. If you walk through that metal detector and there's red lights, you know someone's going to say, I feel threatened. Oh, I feel threatened. He beeped back there. He might have something. And an officer pulls you aside and talks to you. Or maybe gives you a pat down or a search. Okay. Very next amendment on this list from our Bill of Rights is the Fourth Amendment. What the hell? Oh, is the Fourth Amendment. Unlawful search and seizure. Mm-hmm. Now, yes, I'm in a public area controlled by the city of Flint. But if you walk through that, that isn't necessarily consenting to a seizure or a search. And if someone says they feel threatened, well, now that cop has 2 points. Oh, they went off and someone feels threatened. I've got reasonable, articulable suspicion to search you. That's some bullshit. And then last but not least, you walk through that metal detector, it beeps, you start freaking out a little bit. You get a little nervous. There's a cop right there. Look, I'm not blind. Cops and the African American population of this country do not have a good relationship. More people get shot that don't look like me than look like me. Right? So some people may panic and go, oh no, that's not a gun. It's X, Y, or Z. Fifth Amendment, the right to not self-incriminate. That's just 3 amendments right there, folks. And I got to remind you of something I did when I was 19 years old. I raised my right hand and I said, I, Trevor Berryhill, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. In that oath, there is no expiration date. This isn't, 10 years from now, I'm done. This is for the rest of my fucking life, folks. I'm willing to stand here and protect your constitutional rights for the rest of my fucking life. I swore to do it. And that was part of this. I'll be the first one to stand up and show that you are not alone. I'll be the first one to stand up and take that risk so you don't have to. So now you know, if you walk in there and you buzz and go off, you can point and say, well, how come that guy got to go? He had a bigger gun than I do. Or hell, his gun was actually visible. Or hell, he actually had a gun if you just have your phone on you. What do you know? And I want you to point at me and ask why no one did anything with me if they do something with you. I want you to literally point me out of the crowd in there and say, he came in with a rifle. Why are you harassing me, officer? But some people have asked, where else has this been done? Kevin Roy, my older brother down in Texas. Is there open carry in the Odessa City Council meetings? I think I heard of a few in Midland. I know there's been several in Dallas. The entire state of Indiana, not only is it acceptable, it happens commonly on a monthly basis. Wyoming. Oh, here's the biggest one of all. The Lansing Capitol building. Over 100 men and women of the state of Michigan walked into the Capitol building during session with rifles like these. Here's one right here. So tell me again that you don't know where this has happened before. Ask me. I'll just point it. Don't worry, I didn't keep you waiting too long. I know you're old and time is short. My brother said yes. I know some people are old. They said, I'll wait. I didn't keep you waiting. That's cool. I respect my elders' time. I just can't believe some people sitting there, fake veteran. Damn, man, I must have been hallucinating for 6 years active, 2 years inactive, 3 years guard.
That's disrespectful.
I felt it. Saying, pew pews, he's trying to be a tough guy. No. If anyone watched me during that meeting, you would know where my hands were the entire time. One hand was, yes, on the gun at all times. Positive control. I hardly ever put my hand on the grip. I didn't want no one to think I was fucking with the trigger. Handsy, yes, I did. But no, I didn't want anyone to think I was fucking with the trigger. Hell, people were so relaxed. No one was visibly scared or freaking out. Officer Metcalf sat in front of me with his back to me. I cracked a Red Bull and he turns around, not even fast. He's just like, huh? I'm like, hey, bro, just a Red Bull. Okay. That is how it went. I want you all to think about this. More got done in that city council meeting, like has been pointed out on Facebook and has been pointed out in these chats. With me, with a rifle, they were less scared, less intimidated, less on edge than with Liddell and Eva there.
More got done, too.
More got done. But think about it. Every time Liddell and Eva is there, there is a heavy cloud, a bad atmosphere that those two bring with them. Everyone knows there's going to be a fight and a confrontation because that's what those two are looking for. to kill the business of the people. They don't want us getting shit done. They don't want our city getting anything done. No. But when they don't show up, things happen, even with a rifle in the room. And here's the thing. I know in my heart, had those two been there and had something popped off directed at them, I would have protected them. Here's why. I may have a lot of distaste and dislike for those two. I mean, a fucking ton. However, no one deserves to be the victim of a violent crime. So if someone's targeting them, I'll stand in between them and their attacker.
Oh, my bad. My bad, Kevin. I'm just chilling. Think of what the entire ordeal. You see why I'm here? I'm here to support my buddy.
He came in a little bit late. He brought his own.
I brought my
Kevin.
own. This is me. I brought my own.
This is actually more decked out than mine. But yeah, I would protect anyone on that council just like I'd protect anyone in those council chambers. There is no reason to fear me. I don't think Quincy felt nervous. I would hope not. I'm not there to intimidate. I wasn't brandishing. To brandish, you must point or be threatening in your actions therein with. I made sure that it was always in a safe direction. I made sure that my hand was never on the trigger. I made sure not to put, if someone looked at me cross-eyed, I didn't point at the gun. I just looked at them, nodded, smiled. Because I figure if someone's giving me some sort of attention, that's kind of what I wanted. What gun am I talking about? DQ? Yeah, it's a black gun on a black chair. This. And because everyone freaks out about all sorts of fun stuff, I one-upped myself and brought a 40-round magazine instead of a 30. And it was like this the entire night. Nothing in the chamber, actually. Let me show you exactly how it was. It was literally so I could, if anything happened, someone did get a hold of it. Didn't go off. And that's why I did it. I had it as safe as I could possibly have it while making the point. My honest go-to for safety and security was the 9mm in my waistline. I was trying to prove a point that the metal detector that they said was there for safety and security wasn't there for safety and security. And if you look at the layout of that third floor, there is no actual way to secure it, especially with that metal detector right in front of the door. The way you should do it is metal detector in front of the elevators, funnel from the elevators into the metal detector. One cop on the left-hand side, two cops on the right-hand side. When someone comes through and they go off for metal, you pull them aside, you wand them down, you ask what's what. You get what's what. If there's a weapon, you verify that they have a CPL. Everything is done and said. They walk in. The reason you have two on the right, closest to the council chambers, is just in case someone just tries to run in and do something. You now have two bodies body blocking them, as well as you have several officers inside the room itself. Instead, what we had was a gaggle fuck at the door itself. Well, now there's a fatal funnel. Time for people to set up and do shit. And there's only two entrances or two exits. One of them's cut off, and the other one is another fatal funnel that everyone's going to be rushing to. You can't secure that room, and trying to act like you can is fucking stupid. Yes. No, it's good. No, that's good. I live in Flint. I
do.
Of course, Clark lives in Flint. He's on the Flint Community School Board.
Yeah, born and raised, been here.
Yeah, I'm not born and raised. I'm a transplant, folks. I moved here by choice after during the water crisis, actually.
Was it 2016? That was right in the middle.
Yeah, 2016. But after it was all said and done, after I did my public speaking, and we all got to give a shout out to RL. RL proved my point for me. I walked up to that podium. He goes, "Oh!" And I honestly thanked him right there. Thank you, RL. You made my point. And he wasn't afraid. He knows my background. He knows I'm safe with these things. He knows that if I wanted to cause problems, I probably would have gone about it a different way. But after I got done speaking, before council remarks, Eric Mays came out of his chair, came down and sat with me and commended me on going in there with the firearm. Because he knew what I was doing. He knew that I was standing up for so many amendment rights. And I like Eric Mays. He and I may not always agree on everything, but we can be respectful enough to each other that I consider him a friend now. I hope he considers me the same way. And we got, he asked me, what did the cops do when I entered? I walked through the metal detector, and it wasn't Metcalf on the metal detector. It was some pudgy guy. I'm just going to call him Pudge as a term of endearment from the 40s, right? Look, term of endearment, friendship. He's Pudge. I ask him, am I good? He goes, with that, yeah. I go, what about the other one? What other one? This is where forward planning comes into play. I already had my CPL, my license in my offhand, and I hand it to him. And then as he's looking at it, I tap. He goes, oh, right there? Yes, sir. Okay, let me make sure the expiration date is good. Let me make sure your name's good. Let me make sure your address is the same. Okay, have a good one. That's all it was. I went down with Miss Melissa's son after he got kicked out. No one asked for him to be kicked out, but Metcalf still kicked him out. I don't fucking know why. The kid was standing up for his mother, being a stand-up kid. 10 of 10, that kid's got heart. Anyway, I came back up, and there was a show cop. And what I mean by show cop is statuesque, about 5'10", built like a brick shithouse, with 2 golden badges on him. One of them was EOD expert. The other one was expert rifleman. I looked at those. I'm like, oh, cool. And he looks at me like, what the fuck? And I continued on in my seat. No one ever attempted to stop me. No one did. So I let Mays know that. And he gave me a clap on the back, went back to his seat, and he addressed me with the rifle during council remarks. But here's what I love about the council and the way it was acting that night. While I was big and showy, there were 2 remarks about me. Mays made a short one. Dennis Pfeiffer made a shorter one. Dennis Pfeiffer said, I know what he can do. And then he moved on to what was happening with those damned houses that were taken. Tanya addressed Melissa and her issue. I can't remember what Jerry addressed, but they paid attention to everyone else and they made sure to spread that attention. I got to commend them on that. They were showing that they actually give a goddamn about the citizens. So, and then afterward, when they broke for closed session, sitting there bullshitting with Dennis, sitting there bullshitting with Auntie Judy. And here's the thing. Judy was in such a jovial, relaxed mood. Granted, she's family with me, but Liddell's not there. She was joking with Wentis, guys, on camera. Let that sink in for a minute. We are one of Judy's harshest critics. She does not watch us. But she was so relaxed, and she knows what we want, which is what's best for the city. She doesn't like hearing the criticism about herself, so she doesn't watch. She doesn't approve. But she was still sitting there joking with Wentis. Think about that for a minute. That is how relaxed the place was. I did hear another complaint. A gentleman who also did public speaking. He's on probation. He can't be around firearms. And while I feel for his circumstance, I can't really avoid public places thinking about other people's circumstances if I don't know them. I'm always armed, guys. It's just this time I was open and concealed carrying.
What is it about nobody? All right. We know that you're a vet. We know you got your carry and conceal license.
Mhm.
You know, What is it about everybody all of a sudden? Like like guaranteed, if somebody's walking around with their gun showing, they ain't about to do no crime.
No.
If you in City Hall and you walk up in the chambers, like for one, to me, if you were trying to secure the building, the metal detector should have been at the front door, so you can go pay your water bill.
Well,
gunned up.
All the doors. So front door and the
side door.
The side door and the garage parking door. There should be one.
Everybody doesn't have access to those.
No, but if council, which they cannot, guys, state law. Here in a minute, I'll have Mickey put that up for you. Nice, good resource. If council were to try to pass an ordinance, which they cannot, that the citizens of Flint cannot be armed and enter that building, but they can, that is a double standard. No, it's all or nothing. Either you can't or you can, but we can.
But
so you have to screen them too.
But at the end of the day, it just looks stupid. Like you got to get up 3 floors to get to the council chambers. Like you can go pay your water bill, go to the mayor. The mayor didn't even secure himself.
No.
You can go right to his office and kick the door in or climb through the window to the receptionist desk or whatever with your gun. You know what I mean? Like you can go get candy from around the corner from the little shop or whatnot, or you can go to the second floor, go to the offices, but you can't go to city. You can't watch city council chambers. You can't go into the chamber. That's stupid. You've done all the carnage you wanted to do.
Right.
You purged everything already.
So what we have on screen, and mind you, it's a legal opinion, but it is backed by court cases, unlike Liddell and her fake-ass legal opinion from a fake-ass attorney. But since the city of Flint likes to hold on to legal opinions so hard and use those as, what is it? Almost gospel. This here states, go ahead and, there you go. This here states, Michigan Supreme Court has ruled that a local school district may adopt, oh shit, this might be the wrong one. Scroll down a little bit. There we go. Concealed carry. A person with a concealed carry license or concealed pistol license may carry a concealed pistol anywhere in the state except on certain premises. Casinos, schools, banks, federal buildings, taverns.
Places of worship.
Yep.
I took mine in there.
All right. Scroll just a smidge for 1 second. Okay. A person with a CPL may open carry anywhere in the state, including in daycare centers, which no go. Personal opinion, but whatever. It's law. It's law. Taverns, places of religious worship. So the exact same places. That's what I did. So municipal buildings of all sorts, except for one, you can carry a firearm into. And that one is a municipal courthouse. Any courthouse you're not allowed to carry into. Period. End of story. Municipal employees can be barred from carrying on municipal property so long as it is while they are in pursuit of their profession. So when they're off the clock, they can carry. So say lady from the water department. While she's doing her job in the water department, she cannot carry if they were to pass an ordinance, which they haven't. But when it comes time for council, if she wants to go participate in her local government, she can carry then. Weird. All this is to say, guys, I know I generated a lot of hate. And I know a lot of the haters are viewing right now. And I'll honestly just say this. The views count and fuck you very much. But at the end of the day, this is educational. Right. What we are here to do is to show you what's going on in this city. We're also going to give you a little bit of our opinion on it. And we're going to try to empower you. We're going to let you know the dirty tricks that people are trying to play on you. We're going to let you know when people are trying to steal from you. That's all this is. And sometimes I have to, we have to take certain risk, either in person, physically, which there was a minor one here, or to our character, which I expect there's going to be plenty more attacks. I expect plenty more people are going to talk shit. And those of you who have been standing up for me, who have been just so supportive, I appreciate it more than I could ever say. I didn't expect it. I expected to weather this alone. And I've seen so many people stand up and say, I've seen people call some of my haters fucking idiots, just straight into the, you're fucking dumb. Some people that didn't even know who I am were defending me. And that means the world to me, guys. I'm just blown away by the amount of support that I've received in this. You know, like, yes, it was an honest thing. Yes, there was no threat, no meant to intimidate. And so many people understand that off the bat. That is just people stepping up to bat for me, even when I have to sleep. Because some of those attacks are pretty vicious and needed to be responded to pretty quickly. You know, people calling for harm to me, for X, Y, and Z to me. Hell, people yelling at those who are in the audience with me that they should have attacked me.
Question.
Hmm.
The person that were wishing harm done upon you, they were black, correct?
Mhm.
The person who, well, I can't say that, but there was someone on the council whose family was threatened, who was also white, right?
Mhm.
The whole situation was predicated by someone black. So, again, why are we so upset at Trevor for, I don't know. I'm just,
The man with the guns was probably the most peaceful one in this entire conversation.
yeah, but it's like,
Think about it like that. That is trippy to me.
it's like this. I don't know. It's black people threatening white people here. Is that not what's happening?
In a few cases.
As far as Trevor Berryhill too.
Yeah. With Trevor. Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, like,
No, race does not matter, but everyone, if it doesn't,
it gets
But
pointed out a lot,
Yeah.
and he's pointing out the hypocrisy of many of the things here.
Yeah, that's what I basically was trying to get to. My bad, Kevin. That ain't.
Well, it's just the hypocrisy is what kills me, right? So many people saying that I'm dangerous, but I didn't do anything. Just because someone has some, just because I'm carrying a Big Mac, don't mean I'm fat. Just because, well, no, in this case, it's very true. I'm holding a Red Bull. I am an addict. You know? But it kind of hit home where people are saying he should have been shot. The only way he should have left that room is shot, as in a body bag. That fucking caught me.
Yeah, there ain't no. This is for what? This is him expressing his rights. This is him
Protecting all of
nobody.
our rights.
He didn't threaten nobody. The people might have felt threatened, but then again, you got to take that up with the law.
And I want people to know, if you felt threatened, I did take this into consideration. What I wanted to do in the very first place was walk in, show it didn't work, wave at council, walk in front of everyone, and then go home.
You meant wave at council, right?
Wave.
Okay, yeah, he didn't mean like wave.
No,
you
hand.
thinking he talking about? I meant wave at council.
No, fuck no. Fuck no. Wave.
Yeah, he meant,
not
hey,
points,
what's up,
not
Dennis?
flag.
Now? Yeah, what's up, Judy? Now, yeah,
Like,
he
hey
meant
guys,
wave.
but on my way out, a lady who works for the city said, "Hey, young man, where are you going?" "Man, I'm leaving. I don't want people to feel threatened." Sit your ass down. If they're going to be ignorant, they're going to be ignorant with or without you here. You might as well just be here. Yes, ma'am. And then she kept pointing out that so many people, as they were walking by, would cock their head right at me.
Right.
and get a good gander. She goes, "This is what you should have what you should have planned." I go, "Ma'am, you have a point." And she was a nice lady. I sat there and talked with her most of the night. Um, it was a good experience. Will I do it again? Probably not. I don't know. You know what? If some people think that there's special treatment because my skin color, I'll tell you what. If you want to go in there, open carry your rifle legally, peacefully. Don't dick with it. Don't wave it at no one. Just the rules, right, guys? Everyone knows the rules. I'll bring mine in with you.
You want to know what to get some shit done? Let me go in there with a couple of my other friends with their rifles out.
hmm I'll walk in with all y'all.
Yeah. How much time we got, Mickey?
And
Uh, I always carry my sidearm. I'm not going in there with a rifle, so you'll catch me. I work better with my pistol anyway. Even on Call of Duty,
I mean, it's close quarters. Honestly, at those ranges, these things are kind of useless. Well, the bullpup is a little bit more useful because it's shorter, but long rifle, yada yada yada. Most services actually, Israel. I know that's a hot topic right now, but we're not going to talk about what they're doing. They use a bullpup because urban combat, you're not pointing around the corner of a door. Um, what most people do is for home defense or working around urban situations or in closer confines like that is use a pistol or a shotgun. So this was literally probably one of the least useful things in my gun safe that I could have taken if I had ill intentions, which I did not. But it was one, it's big. Two, it's different. It's an ass backwards AK. And three, I was banking on if something went sideways, people wouldn't know how to manipulate it, how to, you know, the manual of arms for it to use it for wrong purposes if they somehow got it away from me. Um, I usually don't carry a sling on my firearms. I don't like it. However, it is just another way to keep it attached to my body. I mean, I took every precaution I could except for just not going, you know? And once again, I got to shout out everyone that was there. And like just being in that room with me and not running away, going, oh my God, it's terrifying. There was a woman with her two small children in that room, and she didn't feel threatened, at least threatened enough to take the kids and run away. She didn't feel the need to pop out. Sherry, can I ask what you disagree about? I'll wait while you type it out. I understand.
That's another one I looked at. I'm gonna put it up. You
Oh,
want to answer?
yeah. I understand your concept, but it wasn't necessary. It was overboard. But why walk in with guns out? I answered that earlier. Because I always walk in with this. This is always on me. No one knows. Well, except now you all do. I'm always armed. But it doesn't make the statement that the mayor, in his infinite stupidity, decided to spend your tax dollars on a false promise. Tone deaf. Well, I think you and I can agree to disagree. Yes, this country has had problems with shootings in the past. However, I think majority of the people in that room at least knew who I am and know my temperament. So I took a gamble that I could get away with it. Um, I
Handsy,
won't say get away with it.
handsy skewer.
Armed citizens are needed to stop tyranny. Yes, I wholeheartedly agree.
That's your undershirt, your t-shirt.
That is yes. Well, actually, my it is the Gadsden flag with the you know uh, "Do not tread on me, snake," but it also says I ain't giving up shit, and that goes for my first, third, though no one's caring about quartering soldiers in your houses no more. Fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and 10th amendments, as well as my second.
Free Daddy, that was Judy.
What?
Wasn't there a ward that said she always armed as well?
Oh, so 2 council members spoke out and said they are always armed, and I feel comfortable saying their names. I know that there's at least one more, but I won't say their name because they haven't said it publicly. So Dennis Pfeiffer is always carrying on him. He said it out loud and in public. And Judy Priestley, which everyone knows Judy. You know, I mean, there's been a lot of talk about that before. So yeah, I was not the only one armed in that room. I was just the only one open carrying. I'm fairly sure that a large group of the people in that auditorium were concealed carrying. And the funny thing is, the cops weren't even checking those licenses. I just offered mine.
Let me ask y'all this though, Mickey, you too. Why would there be a press conference to unveil? Not even unveil, to plug in a metal detector. Like, why would you host a
Illusions,
press conference?
Optics.
No, I know that, but I just want to know how stupid that looks. Like when the mayor got something to say, oh, he's finna plug in a metal detector.
Well, here's the thing, right? At the end of the day, he was playing big dick. But I've got this big dick. I can do this with this metal detector. I can spend your money how I want.
But if you don't have the balls to make if nothing's gonna happen from the metal detector, like if you just like Winter said she was running here, her and Kermit was running back through it and nobody came.
I think they were playing tag.
And you like you ain't even gotta walk through it. They can say, hey, you come here with that big ass gun. Come here. We know you got a gun. Like we don't even need to walk through this. But at the end of the day, what's the point? Like, what is the point of having this metal detector? It didn't even look brand new. It might have been brand new.
It was brand new.
Okay, a brand new metal detector.
I think Garrett 4300 series.
What's the point, though?
It really was for a false sense of power, to show I can do this and you will. There is a false sense of safety in here. I'm not for a false sense of anything. I'm not for a beautiful lie. I'll take the ugly truth, the uncomfortable truth every time. And here's the thing, guys. If you disagree with me, I'm not angry at you. If you don't want firearms in your city council chambers, then you have to go through state law. And I'm going to say this. Yes, Don. Anyway, I'm going to say this. If you don't like that state law, now this is going to be real shady. Call your state rep. Hopefully she answers. Hopefully she votes. That's where it goes, right? Oh, I didn't shout out. Wait, did I shout out 810 Flint? No, I shouted out AK Cole. I needed to shout out 810 Flint in the beginning too. Yo, boss, I am so sorry. Guys, everyone give him some love. Yep. Soon we'll know how much that metal detector costs. So actually, Dennis Pfeiffer gave us a number, and it was way higher than what I got quoted at. And I went straight to Garrett. 5,000? Yeah, like 5K. Yeah. Garrett sells it brand new for 3,500. And Dennis Pfeiffer called it the city markup. Oh, wow. Ladies and gentlemen, for something that doesn't do what they're promising it's supposed to do, can we all just get our refund on that? I'll take my 68 cents back. I think that's what it comes out to, shared with everyone in the city of Flint that pays their taxes.
I haven't seen. We got to shout out right versus wrong too.
Oh, always right versus wrong.
Shout out, like there's so many people on here.
I know.
Shout out to everybody that's watching. They go Winfus, that's gang shit.
Winfus is like the number1 backer. Like, she has been in my inbox going, get your shit done. Make sure this is a hell of a show. Don't let these people down. Yeah. So,
you know what? We got to get on the flyers too.
Yeah. But, stay tuned, guys. I'm working with Mickey. I'm trying to put together a show talking about notable Michigan veterans.
Put up right versus wrong real quick.
Oh. FOIA is in for the mayor's expenditures because ain't no way he paid over 3K for that. Well, we'll see. But yeah, I'm looking at trying to put together a podcast for notable Flint veterans, specifically people who have received commendations throughout the years from the wars, doing hopefully a gun show, and lastly, keep tuned for the morning show that we're coming up with Mr. Clack is on sports, and I'm going to be on national politics. Thank you guys so much. Love you all. Thank you for the support.